You're watching CBS Austin This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with Chris and Allie on CBS Austin This Morning. I'm Chris Aldana.
I'm Allison Miller. It is 6 o'clock on this Friday morning. Good morning, Sophia.
Good morning. I have a traffic alert for you this hour. We have big trouble on southbound I-35 toward 183. There is a rollover crash here. You can see fire, police, and EMS on the scene. This is at the Barwood ramp on the service road. That is completely shut down right now. So if that is your exit, you need to avoid it. You need to stick to the main lanes here. And that is also affecting the main lanes as folks move through, because usually as they try to exit, they have some trouble when that is completely closed down. And that affects your main lanes, really going to slow travel into the downtown area this hour. Allison, I'll let you take it to weather now.
Thanks, Sophia. Temperatures out the door starting in the 70s, 77 degrees. We cooled down a whole nother degree in the past hour. That is as cool, I think, as it will get. A little bit chillier out towards Llano, 73 degrees. Same thing for Fredericksburg, but everyone is going to heat up into the upper 90s. I think we'll hit that triple-digit mark yet again. Warmest time of the day between 3 and 4 this afternoon. People in Guam are waking up to this headline on the front page of the Pacific Daily News this morning. 14 minutes. That's how long it would take a missile fired from North Korea to reach the island. This morning, there are two big developments in the situation with North Korea.
First, a Chinese state-run newspaper says China will stop the United States if we were to attack North Korea first. Reuters is reporting this in an editorial in today's Global Times. It also says China should stay neutral if North Korea launches missiles at Guam. Some consider this alarming because it's coming from a newspaper that's published by China's ruling Communist Party.
One country that will defend the United States, Australia. Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull announced just a couple hours ago that his country would come to our aid if North Korea attacks.
That if America is attacked, we will come to their aid. If Australia is attacked, the Americans will come to our aid. We are joined at the hip. The American alliance is the bedrock of our national security.
President Trump, after issuing his harsh fire and fury warning to North Korea earlier this week, now says perhaps it wasn't stern enough. Secretary of Defense James Mattis, though, insists he's optimistic about a peaceful resolution. Happening today, a major closure on Mopac. We're talking 2 lanes that will be closed from 2222 to Enfield.
We do have live team coverage for you this morning to help you get around this weekend. Traffic anchor Sophia Thomas has some alternate routes.
But you're looking live at Melanie Barton, who is driving along Mopac where these closures will happen. I mean, Mel, it already is crowded enough on that freeway.
That's right. That's exactly why officials are telling people stay away from this area of Mopac southbound starting tonight at 10 o'clock through Monday morning at 5 a.m. I'll go ahead and switch the camera over here. Well, the camera's not switching over, but the 2 far left lanes of Mopac southbound will be closed. The far right lane will be opened, as well as the exits. Now, here's a look at exactly where this will happen. It's about 3.5 miles of closures between RM 2222 and Enfield Road. The Mobility Authority says these closures are needed so that workers can lay new asphalt. That asphalt will provide environmental benefits and is a much quieter surface. Authorities say this type of asphalt can only be laid while temperatures are above 70 degrees, and this likely won't be the only weekend drivers need to deal with this.
Work is occurring with a huge number of employees. There's more than 400 people a day working on the job, most of them at night. They're really pushing to try and get the lanes open this fall.
And our Sophia Thomas is looking at alternative routes to help you avoid any major traffic problems this weekend. Sophia?
Absolutely. Nobody wants to spend their weekend in traffic on Mopac. So let's talk about what you can do. You can use 183 to head over to Lamar, and you could head southbound there if you need to get east of all that activity there. Or you could, of course, take I-35 if you're going a little bit farther east. If you're headed out west, you can use 360 from 183, head southbound on there, and that'll take you a little bit south, farther south there on Mopac.
Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Senate Bill 20 is passed to third reading.
This morning, Texas House expected to give final approval on sunset legislation to keep 5 state agencies open. This does include the Texas Medical Board. The House finally gave approval yesterday. It's the only must-pass legislation of this special session. Once it passes today, it will then head to Governor Abbott's desk.
And today, Senate lawmakers will attempt to find common ground to fix our public school finance system. Both the House and the Senate have competing bills. The House version would pump $1.8 billion into schools through deferred payments, but the Senate wants to form a commission to find ways to overhaul the system.
World War II's oldest living veteran, Austinite Richard Overton, is at St. David's Hospital this morning. Mr. Overton has pneumonia in both lungs. His family tells us they don't know how long he's going to be in the hospital. His home was recently renovated by Meals on Wheels. Overton is 111 years old.
Tax-free weekend begins today, so that means the state won't hit you with a sales tax. This is for most back-to-school products. I think it includes diapers, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Clothes, shoes, school supplies, and backpacks, all $100 qualify. And to help you out, we are giving away one more $200 Walmart gift card between now and 7 a.m. All you have to do is listen for the word of the day to call in. If you're the 5th caller, you win. So keep watching and good luck.
Help! It processed immediately in my head that you're gonna die.
The moments a motorcyclist escapes near death, all caught on camera. The video and why he drove off a cliff.
And you're taking a look at temperatures right now, up to 100 degrees this afternoon. The next time we could see some rain in your forecast coming up.
And the I-35 southbound service road is closed approaching 183 due to a rollover crash. I'm going to tell you how to get around that coming up on the other side of the break.
Time saver traffic and weather together every 10 minutes.
Good morning, 6:09 on this Friday. You're taking a live look at our radar this morning. Not a single drop of rain. That's going to be the story through much of the weekend. Lots of sunshine. That's going to really help to heat our temperatures up as we head into this afternoon. So right now we're sitting in the 70s. We'll hit those 80s by 9. It'll already feel though like the low 90s in Austin because of our awesome humidity that we have lingering around today. By lunchtime, temperatures will warm into the 90s, but again, it'll feel like the triple digits from Austin all the way out towards LaGrange. Look at this. By 1 p.m., it'll already feel like 107, close to 110 this afternoon. You did see a couple green spots here. We have the chance for a quick shower to pop up, mainly for Caldwell and Fayette County, if it even gets that far into our area. Otherwise, I think we'll stay dry today and pretty much dry for the entire weekend. Going through tomorrow morning, temperatures will continue to stay warm. So this is that 7-day forecast. Look at those triple digits all across the board. I'm going to walk you through when we could get our next chance for measurable rain. How far down the line that is, I'll have that in the next 10 minutes. Meantime, we've got your weather and traffic together. Hey, Sophia.
Good morning. We've got big trouble on southbound I-35 toward the downtown Austin area. This is a look at the service road right here. You see this rollover crash right here? This is southbound approaching 183, and that is closed down. You can see it's starting to stack traffic up on the main lanes as folks try to make their way through there. Now, if you need to get around that, you can cut over on Breaker and head southbound on the Lamar. Runberg might be a little bit too late. You might hit those delays. So exit Breaker, cut down on Lamar, and then you can get out west of that in that area. Also, you need to know about what's going to be going on Mopac this weekend. Road work is going to be going on those southbound lanes. You'll be down to one lane, RM 2222 to Enfield. That starts tonight at 10 p.m. and goes on until Monday at 5 a.m. And so if you want to get around that, you need to head down 183 and you can take Lamar down, or you could take 360 if you need to get out west or farther south.
Check out this crash caught on camera in California. Matthew Murray wearing a GoPro when he loses control of his motorcycle, flew off a cliff 250 plus feet down the Santa Monica Mountains. He tried to yell for help, but nobody could hear him. So he managed to climb back up that hill and flag someone down. A police officer who came to help took video on his phone.
Was your bike? And that's where you ended up, down there. The last guy I saw coming out of here was in a basket and got a helicopter ride.
Matt laid up now for the next couple of months with a list of broken bones. He thinks he lost control because the bike's steering somehow locked up. He does say he'll never ride a bike again.
Rampant robocalls. They're annoying and some are illegal.
In 5 minutes, the 2 new ways spammers are targeting you. The reason their phone numbers look so familiar and ways that you can get them to stop.
Saved by a BMW. The video just released from an Austin parking garage accident and why experts say the driver's car may have saved her life. And you're taking a live look in Atlanta this morning. What a beautiful sunrise there. They're catching the first light of the day. We're up next. Our sunrise just before 7 a.m. this morning. Thanks for waking up with us on this Friday here at CBS Austin.
.15 on this Friday morning. Does it feel like maybe you're suddenly getting a lot more calls from scammers? If you do, you're not alone.
All the time. According to a recent Consumer Reports survey, at least 62% of AT&T, CenturyLink, and Verizon customers report receiving 6 or more robocalls a week. And one of the latest tricks is called neighbor spoofing, where the caller ID number you see has the area code and prefix as your phone number. Scammers are also trying to find ways to go straight to your voicemail so your phone doesn't even ring, and that can fill up your mailbox.
One thing you should do is stop answering the calls, because if you do, the scammer will know that number is active and will sell it to other scammers. Phone carriers now offering different tools to help. AT&T has a free app for its customers that automatically blocks scam calls for iPhone 6 and higher, and Androids that can use AT&T HD Voice. T-Mobile also offers free scam call blocking.
Sprint and Verizon have apps that display the caller's name on your incoming screen, even if they're not already in your contacts list. Verizon has also made it easier to sign up with a popular robocall blocker, No More Robo. And we have more tips and links to help you on our website, cbsaustin.com. Just search for this story.
Some more consumer news this morning. More skimmers to tell you about in the Austin area. 2 more found at a Jack and Jill Valero on East St. John's Avenue. They were found yesterday. This comes just days after police found some at 2 7-Elevens in Cedar Park, and only weeks after 3 skimmers were found at a 7-Eleven in North Austin. You can keep track of crime in your neighborhood with the crime map on cbsaustin.com, powered by Alert ID. You can track crimes going back 30 days. You can also sign up for email alerts when crimes do happen close to where you live.
We're finally getting to see video showing the moment a car fell from the 7th floor of a downtown parking garage last month. The driver survived. The kind of car she was in may have saved her life. She was driving a BMW, and you can see it clip the back of a Suburban just barely before slamming into the pavement. A luxury vehicle specialist with Luxury Auto Works said the active head restraint system in the BMW is a big reason why she's still alive.
When the car falls upside down, these beams hit the ground first, pushing the vehicle off of the pavement, giving you ample room to crawl out of the vehicle and hopefully not crush your head.
A spokesperson for the owner of the parking garage said that the car hit the cable barriers so fast that it hit those barriers hit the building across the alley. A similar incident happened in September of last year, but on a different floor, and that time the cable caught the car's axle and kept it from falling.
6:18 right now. Millions of babies are born every year, many of them far too early.
So who takes care of these preemies when mom and dad can't? I'm on the job following a neonatal intensive care unit nurse. Today at St. David's Women's Center of Texas, I shadow NICU nurse Haley Wilkie.
I just love working with babies.
After making the rounds, it's time to get to work. Cleanliness is key. So we're gonna scrub in. Dry.
So these twins are Zach and Ari, and they were both born around 23 weeks, so they're very premature.
Wow.
And they're both a little over 2 pounds.
We start with checking Ari's vitals. Ready for business.
Yeah.
Oh, look how cute he is.
And he gained 10 grams last night.
All right, go Ari.
Typically we get in here every 3 hours, so I'm gonna put a little blood pressure cuff on him.
Something babies' parents can do also. I check Ari's temperature.
Okay, 98.6.
Is that good?
Perfect.
See how your heart sounds.
Do you hear it now?
After Haley changes his face mask, it's on to the diaper.
Nice and snug. And I'm gonna hook up his feed. And then we'll turn off all the lights and get him covered back up.
Good night, Ari. Sleep tight. How do you think I did?
I think you did great.
Yeah?
You took the temperature and you changed the diaper. It looked really good.
I can't leave without getting my baby fix. 8-pound Jace is ready for some snuggles.
Don't eat your blanket. That's not food.
Allie on the job, NICU nurse? No, but baby whisperer. Maybe. And you're not crying anymore. You must be cozy. If you have a job you think I should try for this segment, you can send me an email, amiller@cbsaustin.com. Hopefully it involves air conditioning because it is going to be hot this weekend. 6:20 in the morning, and we're already in the upper 70s. This is a live look outside. We haven't even seen the sunrise yet. Until then, temperatures will remain constant over the next hour, about 77 in Austin. A little bit cooler. Check this out. Llano and Fredericksburg are at 73, 78 in LaGrange. This is as cool as it will get for the next 24 hours. We're already seeing lots of sunshine, and that'll be the case through most of the weekend. That's just going to make it feel even warmer than what the air temperature is reporting. That's the temperature in the shade. So imagine what it feels like on your sun. You can tack on a good 5-10 degrees to that. We're anchored under a big ridge of high pressure, so notice we'll stay mainly dry across Texas with a few storms passing to the north, clipping the Panhandle area and North Texas. But for us, I think we'll stay dry. 79 by 8 a.m. We'll warm into the 90s by lunchtime, 100 degrees. That'll happen again. We hit that yesterday, 3 to 4, usually the warmest time of the day is where we'll see those triple digits. So through lunchtime, notice our winds coming out of the south. That is going to pump in a little added humidity for us. It'll feel a little warmer on your skin than the air temperature is reporting. Air temperature, though, will be at 92. By the time we head into 3 or 4, we'll be close to those triple digits again. It'll feel about 105 by this afternoon. And a little bit of relief, a little bit drier the further west you go. We also have the risk of 1 or 2 sea breeze showers coming into play here, crossing that I-10 corridor. They might make it into Caldwell, Bastrop, or Fayette County, so heads up on that from about 3 to 7. Just keep your eyes peeled. If you see a storm cloud coming your way, you might get a quick downpour before that one passes through. Tomorrow morning, we start off pretty much the same in the low 70s. Might get a little bit of breeze. That'll help to give us a little bit of relief, but not much. 100 degrees, or 101, I should say, Saturday afternoon, just a touch warmer than today. So down the line, I'm trying to find us some relief in the form of rain, maybe even cooler temperatures. We've got a system coming late this weekend. Most of the rain, though, as you can see, will stay to our north and east. So Dallas, Houston, you might get a few weekend showers. I think Austin will stay rain-free. And then we're rolling the clock here all the way through the middle of next week, and just nothing coming our way. So rainfall totals will stay pretty much zero over the next several days. Notice by the time we head into Thursday, a few additional showers, but again, these will stay to the north and to the east of Austin. So not a lot of help, at least for the next week to 2 weeks possible in and around the Austin area. Here's that 7-day forecast. The triple digits continuing pretty much the same over the next several days. We've got that 10% chance of rain that I was talking about starting Sunday through early next week. Again, most of these showers will either be to the north of us or to the east of us. One might slip into our northern or eastern counties, but I think for the most part, it's looking dry, it's looking hot for the next foreseeable future, pretty much. Got your weather and traffic together. Good morning, Sophia.
Good morning. We have big trouble on southbound I-35 toward the downtown Austin area. That southbound frontage road is closed toward 183 due to a rollover crash. Austin Fire, Police, and EMS on the scene there. They are diverting traffic through there, but you can see we've got some onlooker delays as folks make their way into the city. If you need to get around that, I suggest cutting over on Breaker and then south on Lamar. Otherwise, just stick to the main lanes. I think Runberg might be a little too late to cut over, so I'd head over on Breaker. You can see through there you are in the black, so that means it's closed down. Again, you want to take that alternate route. You can see we have a crash down here in the downtown Austin area. This is Cesar Chavez at Trinity, just west of I-35, and that is causing some westbound delays on Cesar Chavez and also on that eastbound side. On southbound Mopac, we're going to have construction this weekend as crews make a push to wrap it up by the deadline this fall. That's going to start tonight, 10 p.m., and it's going to be going on until 5 a.m. on Monday. 2222 to Enfield going to be down to 1 lane. Your alternate routes are to cut over on 183 and use Lamar instead if you need to get east of that. If you need to head west, then you can cut down on 360. And also, we're going to have closures on 620 coming up. That's going to be by Wyoming Springs to Deepwood Sunday through Tuesday. And it's going to mean closures there just east of I-35. So expect that some slowdown if you're going to be headed that way this weekend.
Closures, closures, closures.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
All right, it is Friday. It is time for Med Pick of the Day. You guys know how much I love singing. I think this girl loves to sing too, but I don't think it came out the way she wanted to when she sung the rendition of her national anthem on Tuesday night. Made her the talk of town.
We're so gallantly dreaming.
I don't think my version would sound much better than that. But Jenny Lee says there were a lot of technical issues. She also said that she knew it sounded bad, but she just kept on going despite what it sounded like. So hopefully she's having a better weekend than she had a week. At 6:25 this morning, there are some major MoPac closures happening in 5 minutes. The parts of road shutting down this weekend, and how long this traffic nightmare will last and why it has to be done now.
Congratulations this morning to Kathy Reimer, our Smoky Moe's Barbecue Breakfast Taco winner giveaway. We stopped by to make the delivery. She heads to Africa next week, so she's going to be taking some of those to her daughter that she's visiting.
Oh.
You can be like Kathy. Register to win at CBS Austin on Facebook. We pick a winner every Thursday. It's worth $50. We're back after this.
You're watching CBS Austin This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with Chris and Allie here at CBS Austin. I'm Allison Miller.
And I'm Chris Aldana. It's just about 6:30 on this Friday. It's the 11th of August. Good morning, Sophia.
Good morning. You're going to need some extra time if you are headed down southbound I-35 toward the Austin area. There's a rollover crash here that has shut down the service road approaching 183. You can see cars are really slowing down as they look over to see what's going on. Traffic is being diverted. If you want to avoid that, I suggest you cut over on Breaker and head down on Lamar if you need to get west of that. Also, we have a crash working this hour. Cesar Chavez at Trinity slowing traffic west of I-35.
Weather pretty mild this morning to start the day. We're in the 70s in Austin, a little cooler out towards the hill country, low 70s for you. This is as cool as it will get, though. Today will warm up pretty quickly. We'll already be in the 90s by lunchtime. We hit 100 yesterday, and I think we'll hit 100 again around 3 or 4 this afternoon. Happening today, a major closure on MoPac. 2 lanes will close from 2222 down to Enfield.
We do have team coverage to help you get around this weekend. We start with Melanie Barton live on MoPac this morning. Good morning, Mel.
Good morning. If you plan on traveling southbound MoPac this weekend, you might want to rethink that decision. Starting at 10 o'clock tonight through 5 a.m. Monday morning, the 2 far left lanes you see here will be closed. Only the right lane and exit lanes will be open. Now, here's a look at exactly where these closures will happen. It's about a 3.5 mile stretch from RM 2222 and Enfield Road. Now, authorities tell us that these closures are needed so workers can replace asphalt. The new asphalt will provide environmental benefits and is a much quieter surface than before. Authorities say this type of asphalt can only be laid while temperatures are above 70 degrees. Now, this likely won't be the only weekend drivers need to deal with this. So, of course, you're going to need to know alternative routes, how to get around these. It definitely will be congested in this area, so we know that. So, Sophia Thomas is tracking alternative routes for you, Sophia.
Absolutely. No one wants to be stuck in that. We all have better things to do on our weekend. So here's what you could do. You could cut over on 183 and you could use Lamar to get just east of that. If you're headed farther south, you could take I-35, or if you need to get west of that, you could take 183 down to 360, and that'll take you much farther south if you need to get on the other end of that construction.
2 big new developments in the situation with North Korea this morning. Reuters reports a Chinese state-run newspaper. It says China will stop the United States if we were to attack North Korea first. China should stay neutral if North Korea does launch missiles to Guam. One country, though, that will defend the United States, Australia.
Just a few hours ago, Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull said that his country would come to America's aid if North Korea attacks.
That if America is attacked, we will come to their aid. If Australia is attacked, the Americans will come to our aid. We are joined at the hip. The American alliance is the bedrock of our national security.
President Trump says perhaps his fire and fury warning wasn't stern enough. Secretary of Defense James Mattis, though, insists that while the military is preparing, he's still optimistic about a peaceful resolution.
And we want to show you the headline people in Guam are waking up to this morning. Look at that. 14 minutes. That's how long it would take a missile fired from North Korea to reach the island. More reports of hearing.
I'm Lindsay Lippman, live from the News Now desk this morning. And just 3 minutes ago, the president tweeted an even sterner warning to North Korea. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the president is saying this morning. Quote, military solutions are now fully in place, locked and loaded should North Korea act unwisely. Hopefully, Kim Jong-un will find another path. So once again, another warning sent directly to that leader of North Korea. I'll continue to monitor the president's Twitter feed to see if he has any more reaction and comments. Back to you.
We're following some more reports of hearing loss in Cuba this morning, this time from Canadian diplomats. The claims follow those of several U.S. officials who experienced hearing problems while posted to the U.S. Embassy in Havana. Investigators think someone did use an acoustic weapon against them. Cuban government denies any involvement and says it is investigating.
Late last night, the Cedar Park City Council voted to conduct an independent review of their police department. It comes amid claims the department mishandled the Greg Kelly case. Several people, including Kelly's mom, called for the firing of Chief Sean Maddox and Sergeant Chris Daly. But dozens of police officers stood up to defend their leaders.
All the officers here tonight are here voluntarily. Nobody was forced to be here. They came to show their support for the department, the city, and our chief.
I'm just here tonight present to share with you my pain and my concerns.
Greg Kelly was convicted in 2014 of sexually molesting a child. Last week, a Texas ranger and prosecutor said Cedar Park's investigation was unfair and deficient.
In a few hours, Texas House expected to give final approval on sunset legislation to keep 5 state agencies open, including the Texas Medical Board. The House finally gave its approval yesterday. It's the only must-pass legislation of the special session. Once it passes today, it will head to Governor Abbott's desk for signature.
And today, Senate lawmakers will attempt to find common ground to fix our public school finance system. Both the House and the Senate have competing bills. The House's version would pump $1.8 billion into schools through deferred payments. But the Senate wants to form a commission to find ways to overhaul the system.
6:34 on this Friday, a cut above. Most parents cringe when their child cuts their own hair. Has Audrey done this yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. But one little boy is a barber and he's got some paying clients. See what the buzz is all about at 6:40.
And we want to give away a $200 Walmart gift card. We've already given one away. We have one more coming up within the next 20 minutes. Just stay tuned for your chance to win. Plus, temperatures reaching a high of 100 degrees today. I'm looking for any chance for rain. I'll walk you through that coming up in this half hour.
And the I-35 southbound service road is back open this hour after a rollover crash toward 183. Expect residual delays through that area.
Time-saver traffic and weather together every 10 minutes.
6:37 this morning. How about the good news and then the bad news? The good news is mold was extremely high yesterday. So if that was affecting you, it has since come down, still in the high count, but far less what we were dealing with yesterday. A little bit of fall elm and pigweed. Okay, so that's the good news. I know it's not that great, but the bad news is we're looking at very warm temperatures this weekend. So lots of sunshine as you head out the door this morning. That'll be the case through most of the weekend. With dry conditions in place, we'll hit 90 degrees. That's what it'll feel like as early as 9 a.m. Feeling like the triple digits as early as lunchtime because of the humidity that's lingering around the area. 107 for LaGrange. Notice we may see 1 or 2 pop-up showers from Caldwell out towards Fayette County between about 3 and 7 in the afternoon. So you might get a quick downpour, but that's going to be it. For the most part, everyone will be on the dry side. By the time we head into tonight, even at midnight, it'll still feel like the 90s. Check out the 7-day forecast. We've got a few chances for rain coming up this week. I'm going to let you know just how much we could see as we head into next week and the following week. I'm looking long term for us to help us out. Otherwise, temperatures will remain hot. Sophia?
Well, we are finally seeing some relief on southbound I-35 after a rollover crash here on the service road. As you can see, that has now cleared, but you are experiencing residual delays into the downtown Austin area. These delays are stretching all the way back to Palmer, so give yourself some extra time if you're headed out the door. We also have trouble in the downtown Austin area. There's a crash on Cesar Chavez just west of I-35 at Trinity. That is causing westbound delays here at Cesar Chavez as folks head into the downtown Austin area. Also at UT, there's a hazmat situation. AFD's hazmat task force is on the scene at 24th Street at Speedway. Expect big delays through there and some lane closures as they work to clear that. This weekend, southbound Mopac is going to have closures starting tonight at 10 p.m. going on 5 a.m. Monday. RM 2222 to Enfield will be down to 1 lane. Your alternate routes are to take 183 over to Lamar or to I-35, or if you need to get west of that or farther south, you could use 360 from Highway 183. Also, FM 620 North is going to be closed in some spots just west of I-35 this weekend, starting Sunday, going on through Tuesday. That's Wyoming Springs to Deepwood Drive.
I use these to get all over the hair.
Could say this kid is a cut above. Cornelius Jones decided he wanted to be a barber when he was just 4 years old. Now at 8, he is one. He started practicing 2 years ago and borrowing his dad's chair at a barbershop in Memphis. He even has his own clients. Cornelius says his next step will be creating a business plan.
That's pretty cool. Hey, Heather from Tried and True Barber and Tattoo said I could come down and cut hair, so.
Oh,
Need a haircut,
no. You need to learn from Cornelius, maybe.
Probably.
A renegade RV death that left death and destruction in its wake.
There was like 17 police cars chasing this RV, and he hit us.
In 3 minutes, how long police had been looking for the driver and how they finally stopped him.
Split-second decision. A Houston officer jumps off the freeway, the danger he avoids in his near-death scare. Got a live picture right now from our crew that is out on Mopac. We've got some routes you're going to want to avoid. There's a closure that happens at 10 o'clock tonight through 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday.
Coming up, President Trump ramps up his message to North Korea. CBS News is the only network inside Guam's Andersen Air Force Base with a look at military preparations. Plus, how to keep your eyes safe during the upcoming eclipse. More real news is just minutes away on CBS This Morning.
911 emergency.
There's an RV driving like crazy recklessly on.
Deadly driving, and it's caught on camera in Albuquerque. Police say the man driving this RV had warrants and the police had been after him for about a month. The chase left a trail of damage across the city. It ended when a police officer clipped the RV. It went into oncoming traffic, hit a car, killing that driver. The suspect tried to run, but police surrounded him when he hopped into another car.
Got on camera, a couple steals a Utah State Trooper's patrol car. They were arrested because they crashed a stolen car. Trooper locked them in the back of his patrol car when he went to go talk to a driver who stopped to help. And that's when a woman slipped her handcuffs, hopped behind the wheel, and stole the patrol car. Trooper hopped in the truck, that man, and stopped them eventually. They got the couple to slow down. They're now facing a long list of charges.
And also caught on camera, a Texas officer faces a long and painful recovery after a drunk driver forces him to jump off the freeway. That was a 16-foot fall. It left the officer with 4 fractured vertebrae. He and his partner were at an early morning crash last month when a car came barreling towards them. It forced them to jump for cover.
I know if I would have froze still, that the car would have ran me over and probably would have taken my life, and I wouldn't be here today.
Police did arrest a 25-year-old driver of the car for intoxication assault. The other officer only suffered minor injuries. 3
men accused of plotting to assassinate Travis County Judge Julie Kosurik. They're going to go to trial next year. Shamin Onieri, Marcellus Burgeon, and Russell Scott, they were indicted last year on federal charges. Judge Kosurik was shot outside of her home in 2005. She survived, but did lose a finger. Her trial is set to begin in late March.
You'll see something new on Austin streets in the coming months that I don't think Chris will be too excited about. The City Council has approved a pilot program to allow personal delivery robots. The city will heavily monitor the program, and the robots will only be able to use city-owned sidewalks and pathways. The city still needs to review and accept company proposals before testing to see if the tech works in the city. So you get a random knock on your door, Chris.
No,
watch out. Cat crisis. The Williamson County Animal Shelter wants your help to save 100 cats from being put down. They adopted a no-kill policy back in 2010, but the shelter says if 100 cats aren't adopted or fostered by the end of this weekend, they'll have no choice but to euthanize them. Since making the plea, dozens have come forward to help out.
It seems crazy that so many cats would die, and I don't know. We're glad to have this one, at least one. At least one isn't going to now.
The Williamson County Animal Shelter has room for 93 cats. Right now, they're taking care of more than 200.
Tens of millions of people in the U.S. are expected to watch some version of the solar eclipse later this month. But the big event could come with some chaos in South Carolina. Emergency responders are bracing now for traffic jams, communication failures, and other unforeseen problems that might pop up.
This is the first total solar eclipse throughout the USA in the cellular era. So some of the impacts may not be known ahead of time.
If you're trying to get anywhere near the total solar eclipse, you're going to need some luck. Rental car reservations, flights, and hotels already booked solid. The longest duration of the eclipse is going to be near Carbondale, Illinois, where the sun will be completely covered for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 6:48 right now. Fed up with daily traffic during his morning commute, one man decides to skip it all by jumping into the river.
Benjamin David swims to work every day. The beer garden worker in Munich, Germany, packs his laptop and clothes into a waterproof bag. The river can get pretty chilly in the winter, dipping down to just 4 degrees. But David says no problem. A wetsuit is all he needs to keep warm.
A random act of kindness takes an extraordinary meaning. A woman battling cancer has her luggage returned with an inspiring note from a Southwest Airlines employee who helped find it. Stacey Hurt's luggage was misplaced during a recent flight with her medication, rosary, and comfort items inside. Sarah Rowan helped find Stacey's bag in the middle of the night. It was delivered at 3 in the morning with a handwritten note inside, urging Stacey to keep fighting and, quote, kick cancer's butt.
You are as beautiful as what you did.
Oh,
you are as beautiful on the outside as you are on the inside. I still can't believe you did that. I can't thank you enough.
All right, this week, Stacey surprised Sarah with the visit at the airport and the new friends meeting face-to-face for the first time. Your weather and traffic together every 10 minutes. Sophia, you've been keeping an eye on the roads. There was a traffic alert earlier. How do things look now?
Well, you know, after seeing that previous story, I was wondering if that guy who swims to work is moving along faster than I-35 southbound right now. This is what it looks like after a rollover crash there on the service road. That has now cleared, but it did shut down the service road. And you can see folks are just moving along very slowly due to those residual delays. And those are backing up to Runberg right now. Also, we've got a couple of trouble spots in the downtown Austin area. There's a wreck south of the river. This is Barton Springs at Riverside, and it's causing delays in all directions. So that's a place you need to avoid. Also, right near there, there's also a wreck just west of I-35. Cesar Chavez at Trinity, slowing traffic on westbound Cesar Chavez as folks make their way into the downtown Austin area. Austin fire on the scene of a hazmat situation at UT Austin. This is 24th Street at Speedway. That's going to cause some major issues because that's a heavily traveled area. Also, some coming up closures on Mopac southbound this weekend. You're going to be down to 1 lane, Enfield, 2222 to Enfield rather. And so you're going to need to use some alternate routes to get around that. You can use 183 to go over to North Lamar, or you could take 360 to get southbound. Traffic and weather always together. How's it looking out there?
I like to start with the good news. So look at this sunrise. Isn't it beautiful? It's almost 7 a.m. The sun is just starting to come up. We've got some low clouds, though, hanging on. This is from our Central Texas Honda Dealers Live Weather Network down in South Austin. But I just think it's a beautiful start to the day. This is the coolest time of the day as well. Right around 7 a.m. is when we hit the coolest temperatures in 24 hours. 77 degrees here in Austin, still at 73 in Llano, and 72 now for Fredericksburg, 78 in LaGrange. So not too bad to start the day off. A little bit humid out there. You might catch a little bit of breeze throughout the day, so that should help. We've got a few clouds hanging around. Most of those will begin to clear out as we head into the afternoon. So lots of sunshine for Friday and really going into this weekend. We're anchored under a big ridge of high pressure, so most of our storm systems will ride right up and over that. So we're looking at a few showers up in North Texas, stretching as far south as Dallas, and then a few sea breeze showers as well, making their way through Houston. 1 or 2 of those might actually make their way into Central Texas. I'll show you that on our future track, but I'm looking for better rain chances than a spot shower here or there. When can we really get a good downpour again? Well, the tropics can help us. We've got a system right near Florida, only a 10% chance of turning into a tropical storm. That one won't have any impact on us. This one that's slowly making its way towards the Caribbean, that has, again, about a 20% chance of development. It's still pretty far out, but it's one that we'll keep an eye on for rain chances well down the road. I'm talking not this week, not next week, maybe the following week after that. Until then, we are going to have to deal with our summer high temperatures, 100 degrees by 4 p.m. again today. So practically a repeat of what we saw yesterday. By lunchtime, everyone in the low 90s, maybe a couple upper 80s out towards the hill country. Then by the afternoon, again, this model has us at 98. I think we'll hit 100 in Austin. And even if we don't hit that mark, further east, it'll feel like it all the way out towards LaGrange. One or two of those pop-up showers may make their way into parts of Caldwell, maybe Bastrop, Fayette County. I think that's as far west as they'll get, though. So dry for Austin and out towards the hill country. So it's worth, if you live out there, just have your phone app, your KITV weather radar with you, just in case one or two of those pop up. Otherwise, dry through the weekend, 70s tomorrow morning, triple digits for Saturday afternoon as well. So this model, this is rolling through the clock, not only through next week, but the week after that. And look at the rain. We're talking maybe 1/10 of an inch from one of those spot showers. So really, for the next foreseeable future, we are talking dry conditions. And that's the story here, that 10% chance with the system moving in this weekend, bringing those showers to the north of us. Again, I think they'll stay out of our area, but we'll throw in that 10% chance for good measure to counties north and east of Austin. Otherwise, triple digits prevail all the way through the weekend and into next week.
I'm Lindsay Littman, back at the News Now desk this morning to answer the question, why is this trending on your Friday morning? North Korea is at the top of the list. Military U.S. forces on Guam stand ready after a threat from North Korea that it's finalizing plans to launch 4 missiles near the island. B-1 bombers and KC-135 Stratotankers are at Andersen Air Force Base right now in Guam. And just a few minutes ago, the president said the military is locked and loaded. While you were sleeping, the Philippines started trending after a 6.2 magnitude earthquake hit. It was felt in the capital city of Manila, shaking buildings and forcing evacuations. There are no immediate reports of death or injuries. And the CEO of Google is trending after he canceled a staff meeting just moments before it was supposed to start. The meeting was to address concerns over a controversial essay published by a former employee. Questions from employees had been leaked, and in some cases, specific employees' identities were revealed, exposing them to harassment and threats online. Instead of one big company-wide meeting, Google will now have smaller group meetings. Back to you.
Some news to know before you go this morning. You'll want to avoid MoPac this weekend. 2 southbound lanes from 2222 all the way down to Enfield will close beginning at 10 p.m. tonight. This is a live look at what it looks like this morning. The Mobility Authority says that workers are putting in new asphalt, and that could only be laid while the temperature is above 70 degrees. And that is quite likely going to be the only weekend drivers need to deal with this.
Richard Overton is in St. David's Hospital this morning. The oldest surviving World War II veteran has pneumonia in both lungs. Family tells us they're not quite sure how long he's going to be in the hospital. His home recently was renovated by Meals on Wheels. There's supposed to be a tour that was happening tomorrow. It's been postponed. He's 111 years old.
This morning, the Texas House is expected to give final approval on sunset legislation to keep 5 state agencies open, including the Texas Medical Board. The House finally gave its approval yesterday. It's the only must-pass legislation of the special session. Once it passes, today it'll head straight to the governor's desk.
And it's time for one last look at your roadways. That earlier rollover on southbound I-35 on the frontage road approaching 183 has cleared, but we have delays back to Runberg. Also watch for a crash in the downtown Austin area, actually south of the river. There's a wreck on Barton Springs at Riverside, slowing things down in all directions.
And our triple digits will continue all the way into the weekend and through next week. Very slim rain chances, lots of sunshine as we head into the next several days. But the good news, you guys, it's Friday.
Oh, geez. And we have a gift card to give away to you. To Walmart, $200. Your word of the day is pool. Be the 5th caller, or the number you see on your screen, and that gift card is yours. Tax-free weekend.
Woo!
Take it away. End it right now. Song. I don't know why I did that.
We're going to need the pool with the
I'll
temperatures
let
out there.
myself out, guys.
Here on Monday. Have a great weekend.